Welcome in, everyone. My name is Jane. If you're new here, welcome in. So, I started this winter. I started studying the astrology. So they asked me to bring out my dice, which I did, toss across the desk here, and it came out with the 12th house, the North Node, and Cancer. Now, Cancer, this isn't for like, this is just like the Cancer type energy. This isn't just for like, if you have the sign of Cancer, you know what I mean? So this is, and the other thing too, that my selenite kept rolling out onto the desk. Like every time I set it back, it kept rolling forward. So I think this is something that you could be going through some kind of purification right now. Or they're asking you to use selenite, which does cleanse. So, but I do believe for some reason that you're going through some kind of cleansing or purification of some sort. I'm not really sure why or what is really happening. Well, I guess I do, because they were giving me this download about they kept showing me the number 1717, and it's been going on for like 3 or 4 days now. So I decided that I was just going to do the reading this morning, just to, so I don't have to keep pondering. So I did a little bit of research on it last night just to see why they were trying to send it to me. And it came out that this number shows up when you're going through a transition, more so after like a period of difficulty or phase of difficulties. It's to represent that you're on the correct path. It's an alignment with one's higher purpose, to trust your intuition, and that a positive change is on the horizon. Also, Jesus was resurrected, or so they believe, on the 17th of the day of the Niacin. So, also the number 17 in the tarot card represents the star, and the star card is all about hope and healing and renewal after suffering. So so after I took that, wrote all that download down, like to make sense out of it, that's when I threw the dice here, and that's when it came out like the 12th house. And the 12th house is all about spirituality. It's about a spirituality that's yet to be fulfilled, basically. And then you have like the North Node. The North Node, that is all about being in your healed state, basically, like in your higher I keep going blank, and I don't understand what's going on right now. It's just, I don't know, my mind keeps wandering off. And then it came out on the Cancer sign. So the Cancer sign is ruled by the moon, which is all about intuition. So I wasn't surprised that that came out. Also, it's about emotions. And then the Cancer sign represents the crab, and the crab is like has that hard shell, but yet is all soft and gooey on the inside. So I think you could be somebody that puts like up a barrier to protect yourself. And yeah. So we're going to get into it and find out what's going on more. I'm not really sure where the selenite comes into play, but I believe that it could be something that helps to purify, something you can work with maybe. Okay, so let's see. They wanted me to pull out one of these cards here to set aside to read to you at the end. Let's see. I'm going to see what card they want. Okay. Oop, I bet that. Do you want to pull out a card, Spirit? Or here we go. This one. Number 5. So I'm going to set that there. Oh, look at that one. That one's cool. Okay. I don't know what these cards mean, but they're going to have me read that at the end here. Now, they also want me to bring out one of these. On the bottom, it's rebirth. Spring, number 21. see. They want me to read one of these. I don't know which card it is. They have me pull out a bunch of decks, but they're going to have me read one of the cards that are, there's something in one of these books that they want you to know. And they were kind of being a little secretive about it. Oh, jeez. What's going on here? A little ancestor healing. Okay. You know, this is a message from the angels too, because number 1717, because that's what they kept showing me, like 1717 together. And that is a message from the angels. So we're going to find out what's going on here. Cleansing. Oh, and I was right. That's what selenite is with the cleansing. No joke. Okay, so you can use black tourmaline. And feather. So you can use, you know, that makes complete sense. You know, this number's number 6 too. That makes complete sense because they had me do my throat. I don't know why. Maybe that's what they asked me to do. Can you imagine how bad it would be if I didn't do that? They had me use my throat. Jesus Spirit. I don't know what's going on today. It's like I'm in tension. My throat chakra. Oh my God, I'll just show it to you because I just can't find the words. I don't know what's going on. So I just use this, and it's the hertz, right? So it's the I mean, that could be something that for you too. Maybe you're somebody that doesn't like to speak out or speak up, or you get tongue-tied, or you're like tripping over your words, because usually I'm not like tripping over my words. But so this hertz here is the 141.27 hertz. Now maybe you need to do some kind of throat chakra cleansing. But well, obviously here, because they're bringing out cleansing, but I'm not really sure. The black tourmaline is more for like protection too. So, you know, like, and see that's how it is too. When you start going into the higher energies, what is that saying? It says something about higher the level, higher the spiritual attacks, or something to that effect. And you set the intentions. Okay, so we're not going to take that. Okay, so they were asking me to bring out one of these. Hold on a moment, I got to turn something off. There's a machine running in the background. I just looked out the window, and it's just this beautiful, steady snow that's falling ever so gently. Okay. All right, so you're in your north node. That means that you've done a lot of healing. You could be very emotional though, because of the Cancer sign that came out. You could be going through a lot of emotional upheaval. I just heard that, upheaval. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I just split it on. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Follow your own heart. Oh, look. A beautiful new emotional experience. I'm not kidding. A romantic relationship or deep friendship, awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights, a love letter, a new home. Wow, Spirit. You know, and it's number 1 here. So you have 11 here and 1 here. So you could be seeing like a lot of ones. Okay, let's see here. This is an angel tarot deck. Okay, let's see here. You know, it's also a water sign too. The cups are all about water and emotions. Okay. You could resonate with mermaids or dolphins. Could be a big thing for you. Oh my gosh, look, the world. A brilliant success, a time of joyful accomplishment and spiritual enlightenment, freedom to do whatever you want, be proud of yourself. Yeah, because if you've made it through a lot of emotional healing by what's going on here, it definitely seems like you have, they keep bringing up about your spirituality too, right? Oh, try to split it. But this card, look, and that card fell back out again. Okay, so there could be some kind of decisions that you have to make. Learning all you can about a subject or career, going back to school, take a seminar, or finding a mentor. Addition to attention to detail, skilled work that you love. Finding a mentor. That's interesting. Is there another card here, Spirit? So I don't know what this decision is that that you want to make. Oh, justice. And it's funny too, because I split when I pulled out a deck, and I was putting the book away, and I just opened the book, and it was what was that I opened it on? Oh shoot, I don't remember now. It was number 13. Let me just double check it. Oh yeah, it was Judgment. I opened it on Judgment. And because they wanted me to pull out this deck, I think they might want me to read something that comes out of that card. So you might be wanting some kind of justice. I see that there's, or they have feathers here, and then they have a feather here on the scale. Be impartial and objective. Stand up for what you believe. Try to see all sides of a situation. You will win if your position is one of integrity. It's on the bottom here, another 5. Focusing on the negative, things not turning out your way you anticipate it. Forgiveness of self or others. They just brought that in, forgiveness yet again. So I think you could be struggling with, forgiveness. Okay, so there's a lot to do with forgiveness. So, if you're forgiving other people, it could, I don't know if I should say that. Okay, so forgiveness is not for the other people, really. It is just for yourself. It's so that you're able to then move on, and maybe that's what you've already done, or you're still in the process of doing that. The other thing too is when you do forgive that person, or you ask for that person, like when, okay, they're showing me, and they're bringing up about Jesus on the cross, and how, like, even though he was crying, they were like throwing rocks at him and spitting on him and all kinds of nasty things, though he cried for them, for their souls, and was saying things like, for Father, forgive them, for they not know what they do, you know what I mean? Because they weren't spiritually evolved enough to understand that what they were doing was going to create negative karma for them. So if you pray for the people that have hurt you, or have caused this injustice in your life that has made your life so difficult, it will, I'm pretty sure that will lessen their karma, shorten it, or, you know what I mean? It won't be as bad for them. Now, to be in that type of way of thinking, it takes a lot of internal struggle to get there. And it doesn't make you a bad person one way or the other. You can send them prayers, you know what I mean? Pray for them. Or you cannot. Like, you don't have to. This is, it's your choice. It's free will. So basically, that's what I'm trying to say here. So, you don't have to feel bad if you didn't forgive these people. Like, if you don't want to send them love and compassion, like, if you don't want to do that's, in my eyes, it's okay. So we have receiving on the bottom of this deck here. What do we want here, Spirit? Keep showing the quarter moon, like the waning and the waxing. So, that's not surprising, because the moon is ruled by Cancer. So, like, that is a lot about your intuition. It's also low detachment. Yes, detach yourself from that. Exactly, Spirit. With detachment, you'll finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often when it's fulfilled. So when I was talking about that, the injustice and how detaching yourself from those emotions so that you can then step into the unfulfilled spirituality, because that's what the 12th house is. It's about spirituality, but it's also, the 12th house is about the spirituality that is yet to be fulfilled. And then it comes right out here with this, about having like a beautiful new emotional experience. So, and this is like, this could be, it does say it's a romantic relationship or deep friendship, but what strikes me more is about the awakening of your psychic abilities and your spiritual insights. And this is going to help bring you the spiritual insights. And, with the World card here, this is all about, completion, right? So you've completed a cycle. So now you just need to move, now maybe that's why you're struggling with making decisions here, because maybe your feelings of injustice and justice and how you want that to, play out in your world is really troubling you. And it could be causing this, because this is like a blockage, like a stick, like, you got your, she's got the swords there, she's like trying to protect herself. She's, but also she's her eyes are kind of obscured from really seeing the whole picture. So that's what she will go into her intuition. Like when your eyes are blinded, that's the only way, is to go and find that within yourself. Yeah. So follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy, pretending that there's no problem, or over analyzing the situation. Like, this is something that you have to do for yourself. Like you can't do it for anyone else. You have to go deep in your heart and find out. Look, and on the bottom, this deck here is clearing. So you have cleansing and clearing. So they're asking you, and that's probably why they brought up so much of the water, because the water is a good cleansing tool. Yes. Okay. So it says, as true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. Yeah. Okay. So you want me to bring out one of these cards here too? Let's see here. My dog's snoring in the background. If you hear that, she's just, she's a little dog, but boy, she snores so loud. I'm getting a lot of, while I'm doing this, like, when you're like underwater and you can hear like, somebody like bangs rocks together, how you can hear that, it's like that sound that reverberates through the little clarity that reverberates through the water. I keep getting that off and on, so clarity. Clarity is about truth too. Is there another one here, Spirit? Oh. Yeah. Look at that. Psychic abilities comes out. And then we have finding. Yeah. This is, like really, this is really about you finding that truth within yourself. That it comes right out under there too. And I was just talking about how you have to go within to have that the ability to clarify what is best for you. It's interesting. They want me to read this clarity card here. Let's see. I think it's numbered, or let's see here. Clarity. Okay, what does he want me to, it's magical guidance here. Okay, so the magical guidance is you need to take time out to focus on the subject of your inquiry and declutter that busy mind of yours. You're being urged to bring some order into your life and to make plans. Yeah, see, and this is where it came out here because, oh, I'm getting itchy nose. So, because this is about being able to, or unwilling to make a decision. So you could be really like at a crossroads, because that's what this is. This Two of Swords is about being at a crossroads, like a stagnation type thing. You know what I mean? You are being urged to bring some order into your life and to make plans. Yeah, it's the only way to achieve your dreams. Because this was all about, because the 12th house is about desires and wounds and your drive. So, so you could still be dealing with some of these wounds. Okay. So it is to be an absolute crystal clear that about what it is you actually desire. You can achieve this by taking time out to decide what your goal is. Plan how you can reach it. Work on a schedule and then focus. The universe cannot respond to a muddlehead of the spirit. So clear your mind of any unnecessary meanderings and allow yourself some clarity of thought. So, they're offering a few things that you can like do, and oh my god, so they're saying that you can hold a clear quartz crystal, and oh, look at that, during a waxing crescent moon. It has to be on a Friday evening, and say, on clear, fuzzy, just can't think, lucidity is on the brink, peer into the crystal sphere, quartz reveals a block to fear, place gently upon third eye, clear the mind, detoxify. Clarity lights up the dark, sharpen focus, makes the mark. Okay, so then they're saying, now say, gratefully, I accept the magic of you, of protection, to assist in all that I do. That's why they brought out the tourmaline. Like I said, it's part of the protection. So have the tourmaline in your hand as well if you do this. Okay. Lend me the courage, build power in me, assist my transcendence, so mote it be. Yeah. So they're suggesting that you engage in some more meditation and work with the element of air to help expand your mind. And clearly somebody has misunderstood you, and be careful with what you wish for. So that's the knowledge there. So they're asking me to bring out one of these cards here. And you know, that's probably why they brought out the finding card too. And I kept saying that they were bringing out the crescent, the waning and waxing moon. I wasn't really sure what that meant. Oops, there's way too many here. All right, here we go. It'll help you do some of this cleansing, clearing, detachment, and help, jeez, what's going on with these cards? Look on the bottom, spiritual gifts. You are in the process of developing and fine-tuning your spiritual gifts. No joke. And that's why it came out here. You know, and you'll see that you have the affinity symbol above her head. And number 8 represents an affinity as well. So that's why it came out here with the Ace of Cups here, because it's a beautiful new emotional experience. It's your spiritual gifts. Is there another one here? Synchronicities, 44. So you could be seeing a lot of synchronicities as well. And that is allow the magic to unfold as synchronistic events lead you in a new direction. As I said, that you're on the correct path. With the number 17, they were showing me 1717. So with this new, so that's what they just showed me, that this is the next step, because you have number 1 here. You're going to begin this new spiritual journey, but this is your next step. This is what you need to do. You need to like focus, decide what it is, do a lot of thinking about what you want, go within your heart, because only you can make those decisions for yourself. Like, you can't allow anybody to make you feel guilty for doing something that you're not ready to do or wanting to do. You know what I'm saying? Self-love, number 3. You are learning that your capacity to love others is directly related to your ability to love yourself. Yeah, and that's something that you need to really keep in mind too, because you can only, this person that has done this injustice to you, or people, I don't know what your situation is, but when people do these things to hurt you or cause harm to you, it's because that's the only capacity that they have. Like, they don't have the capacity to love you the way you need to be loved. Do you know what I mean? So if you think about it that way, like, you know how they say that saying, like, hurt people hurt people? Well, you know, people can only love you with what capacity they have to love themselves. So that's something you should try to keep in mind when, you know, you're thinking about all this stuff. You know, because it does take time, and this isn't something that you need to rush either. See, you're going through a metamorphosis. Like the caterpillar that emerges from its cocoon, you're about to get your wings. No joke. And that's why they want it to, oh my God, you're getting some kind of recognition here. Look at that. 33. So you have number 44, number 33. You have 2 that comes out on the 2. So someone deserves to be recognized for all that they do. And that's you. And here we got empath. You may be confusing other people's energy with your own. Oh, and that's a big thing too, because, you know, that happens a lot to empaths. It's, you know what? That's why you might end up going into a hermit mode, because that's the only way for you to be able to distinguish your energy from other people's energies. If you're going into this new emotional, what does that say again? Emotional experience with your spiritual gifts. It's this is not an easy road to go. I'm going to tell you that straight up. You know, you have to really do a lot of purging, detach a lot of things, a lot of cleansing. This is something that you have to do a lot. Is there a card here you want me to read? I just heard them say, the book, the number 13 in the book. So this must be something that you're really, the judgment, you're being asked to let go of all the judgments and forgive those who judge you. Oh my. Okay, is there something here that you want? Okay, they just want me to read this little bit here. When someone is pointing a finger, it is because on a subconscious level, they are judging themselves. For whatever reason, something you said or did triggered their insecurities. This is not your fault, and it is in your best interest to ignore the criticisms, forgive them, and move on. Do not get stuck in the endless cycle of trying to please someone who refuses to look within his or her own self. At the same time, you are being asked to release your judgments of others and look within whenever these judgments arise. All judgments are ultimately self-judgments. Okay. Is there anything else here? Okay, so there's like these intuitive life coaching questions. So they just want me to just mention these questions to you here. Okay, so do you feel judged and criticized by others around you? How are you letting their judgments and criticisms affect you? How are your judgments of others related to your own self-judgments? And can you take a step back to examine the ways in which you may be ignoring your own wants, needs, and past pains? That's basically what we were just talking about here, right? So you've gone through there's because when they were bringing me the number 1717, that shows up during transition. So you're transitioning from one into another way of being, but that does not come without I heard sacrifices. I don't think it's so much sacrifices. I heard yes, it is. Well, it's not so much of and it's more so the transition happens more so after a period or a phase of difficulty. So you clearly have come through a phase of trying to detach, trying to, move into your spiritual alignment with yourself. So, and I turned the page and didn't realize it. So somebody could be, there could be some kind of obsession. Excuse me. I'm sorry. That was odd. Yeah. Okay. So surrendering to the emotions and is your best way forward, because if you try to bottle it up or hold it in, it's going to put you in a stagnated state. And they even brought that up too. Okay. So is this it, Spirit? They're asking for one more of these cards here. And see, the metamorphosis, you can be, and see, the thing is, too, with the metamorphosis, with a caterpillar, when it puts itself into, it builds that chrysalis around itself, just like the shell of a crab, it expands its own shell. So when that happens, that's not an easy, it's a very painful process, even for the caterpillar, because inside the chrysalis, they transform inside that, and it can't be an easy thing to do, right? Going within. No joke. They keep mentioning that about going in. Look, and that was number 13 too, just like I pulled out into that book. It's your inner world. I don't know what that stone is. Well, I don't think I've ever heard of it. A bojai stones? I have no idea what that is. I've never heard of them. So again, they just keep telling you to go within. And the healers on the bottom. Okay, so we're going to read this one here. Card number 5. Let me get that book here. Oh, hold on. They wanted me to bring out one of these here. Lunar eclipse. They want me to read that. It's a new deck. I don't know what any of these cards mean. Lunar eclipse. Let's see here. The Illuminator. So this card means the lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves behind the earth, well, we know that, and ends up in its shadow. It may seem strange when something in a shadow can be known as the Illuminator. But that is because this event only takes place during a full moon. A lunar eclipse carries the same message as a regular full moon, but intensified. Truths that may not be ready to see are going to come to light. Also, that's what the the Cancer is ruled by the full moon. They brought up a lot about the moon, so you might have some kind of thing with the moon. Okay, number 5. Let's see here. Let's see what this card. So this card here, the Tao. When you grow, it is not only in one direction or one part of your life. When you are in a positive process of expansion, there will be a testing time. Sometimes you will feel sure of your progress. At other times, it will seem like the opposite. When one is facing challenges that feel familiar, it is worth asking, can I respond differently or how I once would have reacted? There is no need to be disheartened when you feel you are encountering something you thought you had put behind you. Nor should new challenges dissuade you from continuing your journey. Instead, be reassured that you are growing in all directions, clearing your path. And look at that. The card clearing is underneath all of that. And then they're talking about like this emotional experience. And what was that card that brought up the number 13 in the book that brought up about, sometimes you have to, things from the past need to be relooked at, you know what I mean? So that could be happening too, right? But it doesn't mean you're going backwards. Instead, reassured, clearing your path and becoming ready for the wonder of what is next. Trust in life's inherent goodness and grace. Wow. Okay, so that's basically what it is. Just keep going within, following your synchronicities, realizing that you're going through this metamorphosis, this recognition, just to recognize that, you've come through a lot. You deserve to be recognized for all that you've done. Like, just because you think, maybe because people are like projecting their words and stuff onto you, like we talked about earlier about how, really it's a self-reflection of themselves. But, just remember that, recognize like how far you've come, like how much you've grown, and and pat yourself on the back, because a spiritual endeavor, okay, I'm going to say, it truly doesn't really end, you know what I mean? Like, you can learn a lot this year and then you'll learn more next year, and then, like it's a process, you know what I mean? Okay, so I'm just going to leave this here and close this reading, and I hope this video finds you well, and I hope it's been helpful for you. And I'm going to bid you a good day, and I'm going to send you all my love and light. Hit the like button if you've enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you're not. And yeah, so have a good one, everyone. Bye.